Welcome! Today, we're diving into a common question for beginners. Can webinar software truly replace spreadsheets when it comes to hosting webinars? Many people just starting out might wonder if they can get by with tools they already know, like spreadsheets, or if they should invest in dedicated webinar platforms. In this video, we'll break down the differences, explore the strengths and weaknesses of each approach, and help you decide which tool is right for your needs. Let's start by understanding what each tool actually does and how they're typically used in the context of webinars. Webinar software is designed specifically for hosting online seminars, workshops, or presentations. These platforms offer features like live video streaming, screen sharing, chat, Q&A, polls, and even automated reminders for attendees. Popular examples include Zoom, GoToWebinar, and WebEx. The main goal is to make it easy to connect with your audience in real time, manage registrations, and provide interactive experiences. For beginners, these tools often come with user-friendly interfaces and step-by-step guides to help you get started quickly. Spreadsheets, like Microsoft Excel or Google Sheets, are powerful tools for organizing data, tracking information, and performing calculations. While they're incredibly versatile, their primary purpose is not for hosting live events. However, some beginners might use spreadsheets to manage webinar registrations, track attendance, or even share links and resources. But when it comes to delivering a live, interactive experience, spreadsheets have significant limitations. Let's compare the core functions of webinar software and spreadsheets. Webinar platforms are built for real-time communication, allowing you to present slides, interact with attendees, and manage the event seamlessly. Spreadsheets, on the other hand, are great for behind-the-scenes work like tracking signups or analyzing feedback after the event. They lack the ability to stream video, host live chats, or facilitate Q&A sessions during the webinar itself. For beginners, ease of use is crucial. Webinar software often provides guided setup, templates, and customer support, making it easier to get started even if you've never hosted an event before. Spreadsheets, while familiar to many, require manual setup for registration forms and tracking, and they don't offer built-in support for live events. This means more work and a higher chance of errors if you're not experienced. Managing registrations is a key part of hosting a webinar. Webinar software usually includes built-in registration forms, automated confirmation emails, and attendee tracking. This makes it simple to keep track of who's coming and send reminders. With spreadsheets, you need to create your own forms, manually collect responses, and handle all communications yourself, which can be time-consuming and prone to mistakes. One of the biggest advantages of webinar software is the ability to present live. You can share your screen, use a webcam, and interact with your audience through chat or polls. These features create a dynamic and engaging experience. Spreadsheets simply can't offer this. They're static documents, not live platforms. If you want to engage your audience in real time, webinar software is the clear winner. Webinar platforms come packed with tools to keep your audience engaged. Think live polls, Q&A sessions, chat boxes, and even virtual hand raising. These features help you interact with attendees, answer questions on the spot, and make the session more interactive. Spreadsheets, by contrast, don't offer any of these engagement tools. They're great for storing information, but not for creating a lively, interactive event. Another helpful feature of webinar software is automated reminders. These platforms can send emails to registered attendees before the event, reducing no-shows and keeping everyone informed. With spreadsheets, you'd have to manually track who signed up and send out reminders yourself, which can be a lot of extra work, especially as your audience grows. Most webinar platforms allow you to record your sessions and share replays with attendees who couldn't make it live. This is a huge benefit for both hosts and participants. Spreadsheets, on the other hand, have no way to capture or replay a live event. If you want to provide on-demand access to your content, webinar software is essential. Webinar software often includes analytics dashboards that show you how many people registered, attended, and engaged during your event. You can see which parts of your presentation were most popular and gather feedback instantly. While spreadsheets can be used to analyze data after the fact, they don't provide real-time insights or automatic reports. This makes it harder to improve your webinars over time if you're relying solely on spreadsheets. Security is a top concern when hosting online events. Webinar platforms typically offer features like password protection, waiting rooms, and encrypted connections to keep your event safe. Spreadsheets, especially if shared publicly, can expose sensitive information and don't provide the same level of security. For beginners, using a secure platform is especially important to protect both your data and your attendees. Webinar software often integrates seamlessly with other tools like email marketing platforms, CRMs, and calendar apps, This makes it easier to automate tasks and keep everything organized. Spreadsheets can sometimes be connected to other tools, but it usually requires more technical know-how and manual setup. For beginners, the built-in integrations of webinar platforms can save a lot of time and hassle. Cost is always a factor, especially for beginners. Many webinar platforms offer free plans with basic features, but advanced options usually require a subscription. Spreadsheets, on the other hand, are often free or included with Office software you already own. If your budget is tight and your needs are simple, spreadsheets might seem appealing. But remember, you may sacrifice important features and convenience. Webinar software is designed to be user-friendly, but there's still a learning curve, especially if you're new to online events. Most platforms offer tutorials and support to help you get started. Spreadsheets are familiar to many, but using them for webinars requires creative workarounds and extra effort. Consider how much time you're willing to invest in learning new tools versus sticking with what you already know. As your audience grows, your needs will change. Webinar software is built to handle large numbers of attendees, with features like breakout rooms and attendee limits that scale with your plan. Spreadsheets can quickly become unwieldy as more people sign up, making it harder to manage registrations and communications. If you plan to grow your webinars, dedicated software is the better choice. Many webinar platforms offer mobile apps or responsive web interfaces, allowing both hosts and attendees to join from anywhere. This flexibility is great for reaching a wider audience. Spreadsheets can be accessed on mobile devices, but they're not optimized for live event management or interaction. If you want to host webinars on the go, dedicated software is much more convenient. Webinar software often lets you customize registration forms, branding, and event layouts to match your style. This helps create a professional look and feel. Spreadsheets offer some customization, but it's mostly limited to formatting cells and adding logos. For a polished, branded experience, webinar platforms offer far more flexibility. Most webinar platforms provide customer support, knowledge bases, and community forums to help you troubleshoot issues and learn best practices. Spreadsheets have plenty of tutorials online, but support is usually limited to general usage, not webinar-specific challenges. If you need help, webinar software offers more targeted resources. Webinar platforms often include accessibility features like closed captioning, screen reader compatibility, and language translation. These tools help make your event inclusive for all participants. Spreadsheets have some accessibility options, but they're not designed for live events or diverse audiences. If accessibility is important to you, webinar software is the better choice. Hosting your webinar on a professional platform can enhance your brand's credibility. Attendees are more likely to trust and engage with a well-organized, branded event. Using spreadsheets for registration or communication can appear less professional and may impact how your audience perceives your brand. First impressions matter, especially for beginners looking to grow their reputation. Both webinar software and spreadsheets allow for some level of collaboration. Webinar platforms let multiple hosts or presenters manage the event together, while spreadsheets can be shared and edited by a team. However, real-time collaboration during a live event is much smoother with webinar software, as it's built for this purpose. Spreadsheets are better suited for planning and data management before or after the event. After your webinar, following up with attendees is key to building relationships. Webinar software can automate thank you emails, send out surveys, and even segment your audience for future marketing. With spreadsheets, you'd need to handle all follow-up manually, which can be time-consuming and less effective. Automation makes nurturing your audience much easier. During a live event, technical issues can arise. Webinar platforms usually have built-in troubleshooting tools, support teams, and status dashboards to help you quickly resolve problems. With spreadsheets, you're mostly on your own if something goes wrong during the event. For peace of mind, having dedicated support is a big advantage. Webinar software often complies with data protection laws like GDPR, helping you manage attendee information responsibly. These platforms provide tools for consent, data deletion, and privacy controls. Spreadsheets, especially if shared widely, can make it harder to stay compliant and protect sensitive data. For beginners, using compliant software reduces legal risks. Webinar software streamlines many tasks, from registration to follow-up, saving you valuable time. Automated features mean you can focus on your content instead of administrative work. Spreadsheets require more manual effort at every stage, which can add up quickly, especially as your events grow. For busy beginners, time-saving tools are a huge benefit. Promoting your webinar is easier with dedicated software. Many platforms offer built-in tools for sharing your event on social media, sending invitations, and tracking responses. Spreadsheets don't have these promotional features, so you'd need to handle marketing separately. For beginners, having everything in one place simplifies the process. Webinar platforms make it easy to share resources like slides, handouts, or links during the event. Attendees can download materials instantly. With Spreadsheets, you'd need to email resources separately or share links manually, which can be less efficient and harder to manage during a live session. A smooth, engaging attendee experience is crucial for a successful webinar. Webinar software provides a seamless interface, interactive features, and technical support, making it easy for participants to join and engage. Spreadsheets can't offer the same level of experience, and attendees may find the process confusing or unprofessional. Collecting feedback is easy with webinar software, which often includes built-in surveys and polls. You can gather insights instantly and use them to improve future events. With Spreadsheets, you'd need to create separate forms and manually analyze responses, which takes more time and effort. Webinar software usually requires a stable internet connection and a compatible device, but most platforms are designed to work on a wide range of systems. Spreadsheets can be accessed from almost any device, but they don't support live streaming or interactive features. Consider your technical setup before choosing a tool. Webinar platforms often have backup systems and cloud storage to ensure your event runs smoothly, even if there are technical hiccups. Spreadsheets rely on your own backup habits and may not be as reliable for live events. For peace of mind, dedicated software is the safer choice. Let's look at a case study. Imagine you're hosting a small webinar for 10 people. You could use a spreadsheet to track registrations and send out a meeting link manually. This might work for a one-time, informal event. However, as soon as you want to add features like live polls, automated reminders, or recording, you'll quickly hit the limits of what spreadsheets can do. Now, imagine your audience grows to 100 or more. Managing registrations, reminders, and engagement manually becomes overwhelming. Webinar software automates these tasks, making it easy to scale up without losing control or making mistakes. Spreadsheets simply can't keep up as your event grows. Suppose you want to host an interactive workshop with breakout rooms, live Q&A, and polls. Webinar software is designed for this, offering all the tools you need in one place. Spreadsheets can't provide these interactive features, so your event would be less engaging and harder to manage. After your event, following up with attendees is crucial. Webinar software can send automated thank you emails, share recordings, and collect feedback with minimal effort. Spreadsheets require manual follow-up, which is more time-consuming and less efficient, especially as your audience grows. There are situations where spreadsheets might be enough, like very small, informal webinars, or internal meetings where you don't need advanced features. If you're comfortable with manual processes and your audience is small, spreadsheets can get the job done. Just be aware of their limitations as your needs grow. If you find yourself spending too much time on manual tasks, struggling to engage your audience, or needing more advanced features, it's time to upgrade to webinar software. The investment pays off in saved time, better attendee experiences, and more professional events. To sum up, webinar software is purpose-built for hosting live, interactive events, offering features like registration management, live streaming, engagement tools, and analytics. Spreadsheets are great for organizing data, but lack the capabilities needed for a smooth, professional webinar experience. Your choice depends on your goals, audience size, and how much time you want to spend managing your event. If you're just starting out, don't feel pressured to use every advanced feature right away. Many webinar platforms offer free trials or basic plans so you can experiment and learn at your own pace. Start small, get comfortable, and upgrade as your confidence and audience grow. Ultimately, the right tool depends on your specific needs. If you want to host professional, interactive webinars with minimal hassle, webinar software is the way to go. If your needs are simple and you're comfortable with manual processes, spreadsheets might be enough for now. Think about your goals, resources, and how you want your attendees to experience your event. Many beginners try to save money by using spreadsheets for everything, only to find themselves overwhelmed by manual work and limited features. Don't be afraid to try webinar software, even if it's just a free version. Avoiding common mistakes early on will set you up for success as your webinars grow. The world of webinars is evolving quickly, with new features like AI-powered analytics, virtual networking, and immersive experiences on the horizon. Webinar software is constantly improving, while spreadsheets remain largely unchanged. Staying up to date with the latest tools will help you deliver better events and stay ahead of the curve. In conclusion, while spreadsheets are useful for organizing information, they can't replace the specialized features and convenience of webinar software when it comes to hosting live events. For beginners, starting with the right tool can make all the difference in creating engaging, professional webinars. Take your time, explore your options, and choose the solution that fits your needs best. Ready to host your first webinar? Start by outlining your goals and deciding what features matter most to you. Try out a free webinar platform, experiment with its features, and see how it compares to using spreadsheets. With the right approach, you'll be well on your way to hosting successful webinars, even as a beginner.